Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into two of the hottest new adventure bikes out there. You've got the stripped-down Purist from a legendary brand, and then you've got this feature-packed challenger that's looking to set a whole new standard. So, which one's for you? Let's figure it out.
All right, so let's get right into it. Choosing a bike, it's not just about looking at a spec sheet, is it? It's really about your philosophy. It's about what you really value when you're out on the road or hitting a trail. Are you a purist? Someone who just wants a focused, no-nonsense tool that's all about core performance? Or are you more of a pragmatist, someone looking for a smart, comfy, feature-packed bike that gives you the absolute most bang for your buck? So first up, let's talk about the choice for the purist, the KTM 390 Adventure X. Now, don't think of this as just a cheaper version of its big brother. No, this is a machine with a very specific focus. It's all about essential, unfiltered performance. That no-fuss vibe means you're going to spend less time messing with settings and menus and a whole lot more time just riding. Okay, so here's the big thing you got to understand. The old X was kind of seen as a project bike, right? You bought it cheap, but you knew you'd have to immediately fix that rock-hard suspension. This new version, totally different story. KTM went back and solved that fundamental problem. What you get now is a genuinely competent, complete motorcycle right out of the box. So what's the secret sauce here? It's all in the suspension. KTM has completely retuned it just for this bike, for this wheel setup. And what that gives you is this really soft, plush initial feel that it just erases the rough edges of bad roads. It's this amazing feeling where you're still connected to what's happening, but you're totally isolated from all the punishment. And this quote, man, it just perfectly captures what this bike is all about. It's got this quiet confidence, It's built to just soak up the chaos of a bad road or a rocky trail, letting you just focus on the ride, not worry about what's going on underneath you. And you know what's cool? Because that suspension is doing such a great job with the bumps, it lets the chassis really shine on the pavement. That 19-inch front wheel, oh man, it's an absolute blast in the corners. Compared to bikes with those bigger 21-inch wheels, the X just feels sharper, more direct. It gives you this awesome one-to-one connection with the road. It just builds so much confidence when things get twisty. Okay, so now let's switch gears and look at the Pragmatist's choice, the TVS RTX 300. This bike is a homegrown product, and it was designed from the ground up to be the new benchmark for value and features in its class, a real game changer. And benchmark is absolutely the right word here. You see, TVS didn't just decide to enter the segment. No, they aim to completely redefine what we should all expect at this price point. They've packed in tech and design that forces every single competitor to sit up and take notice. I mean, look at this. When you put it side by side with rivals like the KTM 250 Adventure or the V-Strom 250, the RTX 300 honestly looks like it's from the future. We're talking cruise control for those long highway stretches, different ride modes to tweak the power, and even adjustable WP suspension on the top model. These are features you normally have to pay way more for. But if you ask reviewers to name the single best thing about this bike, it's not even the electronics, it's the seat. Seriously, they're calling it one of the best seats on any adventure motorcycle, period. It's flat, it's spacious, and it's just perfectly shaped for those long, comfortable days in the saddle. And it all adds up, It creates this supremely comfortable experience. The riding position is neutral, so you can easily stand up on the pegs when you're off-road. And get this, the bike has this really clever system that actually ducks engine heat down and away from your legs. That is a huge deal in city traffic or on a hot day. It just makes the whole ride so much more pleasant. But hey, let's be real for a second. No bike is perfect, right? Every single machine has its own little trade-offs and personality quirks. So let's talk about the stuff you'll have to either learn to live with or maybe fix on both of these bikes. So the KTM's main things are its engine and its brakes. Below about 5,000 RPM, that engine is, it's noisy and it feels a bit rough. And the stock brake pads, they're the organic kind, and they just lack the bite and feel of proper sintered pads. The ones with metal in them for better stopping power. But here's the good news. Both of these are super easy to manage with simple, pretty cheap solutions. I love this analogy. It just perfectly captures what it's like to test ride this bike. It introduces itself with its biggest flaw first, that rough low-end engine. You really have to ride it for a bit and get past that initial weirdness to truly appreciate just how good the rest of the motorcycle really is. Now, the TVS's quirks are a little different. They're less about the bike itself and more about how you have to ride it. That engine absolutely loves to be revved out, so you've got to be active with the gearbox to stay in the power band. And you have to be a little careful with your foot placement, because if you're rested on the gear lever, you can accidentally trigger that sensitive quick shifter. All right, so we've weighed the good stuff and the not so good stuff. So, which adventure is your adventure? Let's break down the final choice. This slide really nails it. If what you care about is pure, unassisted performance and a top-tier chassis that can handle pretty much anything, the KTM is your tool. It's for that confident rider who puts capability above everything else. But if you want a super comfortable, tech-forward bike that gives you an incredible list of features for your money, then the TVS is absolutely your challenger. And hey, don't forget about the incredible value of the KTM. For about 70,000 rupees less than its sibling with all the electronics, you're getting a motorcycle with almost all of the same core capability. I mean, that's a ton of money left over for good riding gear, some luggage, and a whole lot of fuel for that first big trip. And for a lot of riders, the TVS is going to be the perfect, super accessible gateway into the whole adventure scene. It offers comfort, technology, and capability that's way beyond a typical street bike, making it a fantastic first step into the world of adventure touring. So there you have it, the Purist's tool versus the Pragmatist's new benchmark. Two totally different philosophies, but two fantastic motorcycles. Now you know what makes each one of them tick. The only question left is, which adventure is calling your name?